What's up everyone, I feel coming at you with a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh discussion video, and I know everybody knows about these cards already, but I just wanted to give you my take on them. These are 3 brand new cards that are coming in the new 2020 Mega Tins, and they do fit the theme of Yugi vs Kaiba. So we have a brand new trap, a brand new quick play spell, and a brand new continuous spell, and all of these are designed to help Blue Eyes and Dark Magician decks almost exclusively. Of course, Successor Soul also surprisingly works well for Red Eyes, believe it or not. So yeah, let's jump into it, and let me know if you like this video to give me a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe to the channel as well. It really does help. So start things off with Destined Rivals. It's a normal trap, which means it's a trap trick target. Reads, if you control Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. You can only activate 1 Destined Rivals per turn. So Destined Rivals is the 3rd archetypal negate we have for Dark Magician, with Magician's Combination and Magician's Navigation also being negates as well in the deck. The difference is Destined Rivals is less finicky to kind of activate, so it simply requires you to have DM or Blue Eyes, and it negates all monsters on the field. Now, unfortunately, whilst this does negate all monsters they currently have on the field, they can just play another monster later, and that's not going to be negated. It is hard once per turn. It's kind of like a it's hard to say, is this worse than like an Infinity Barrier? I feel like if DM and Blue Eyes got an Infinity Barrier, it would have been a bit too strong, but I feel maybe it would have been better if this was specifically a Dark Magician card. I think giving Dark Magician an Infinity Barrier would have probably been a lot better and a lot more balanced. That being said, as far as I'm aware, this is the first archetypal negate for Blue Eyes. I know Blue Eyes is a lot more powerful than Dark Magician as a deck, and we all know Dark Magician is just a mess of a deck. So it's searchable within the Dark Magician archetype by its, the usual suspects of searches, Circle, Soul, Nav, Circle, Soul, Rod, and Inheritance. Nice trap trick target, like I said. It's not horrible. Artwork's really cool. It's the only one that really kind of emulates the Yugi vs Kaiba aesthetic on the artwork. It's Dark Magician fighting the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which again, the Blue Eye, this Blue Eyes White Dragon, not Blue Eyes Ultimate. So yeah, it's really cool, works in both decks, and is a nice piece of support. So definitely seen some Dark Magician builds running this, and yes, like I said, if you have the space in your Dark Magician deck, it is probably worth considering, but Dark Magician is a bit of a mess of an archetype already, so you can take that what you will. Next up, we have Successor Soul, which is a quick play spell, which is the only one that doesn't specifically list DM or Blue Eyes in its card text, meaning it's not searchable by the archetypes. So you tribute 1 effect monster, then target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard, then special summon a level 7 or higher normal monster from your hand or deck. You can only activate 1 Successor Soul per turn, and you can only attack with 1 monster during the turn you activate this card. Now, the only attacking with 1 isn't too much of an issue, because you're probably going to be playing this in your opponent's turn, as that's a quick play spell. If this was a normal spell, it'd be pretty terrible. When I first read this, I kind of thought of it as like a more specific Swallow's Nest. And their Swallow's Nest is tribute a level 4 wing beast, summon a level 4 wing beast at quick play, but it doesn't have the downside of you can only attack with 1 monster per turn. Successor Soul is interesting because there are so many effect monsters, particularly in Dark Magician, that you sometimes will just have on the field if you can't get to DM, and this is basically a way to get DM out from the deck, which is something that the archetype doesn't have. Being able to bring out Dark Magician from your deck at quick play does, of course, give you an extra trigger of Circle when you probably wouldn't have one if he wasn't chilling in your hand. It means you don't have to rely on something like Magician's Navigation and him being in your hand, or having Soul. The downside of the card is you can't get monsters out of your grave with it, but that's not really too much of an issue, because of course you do have Soul, you do have Eternal Soul, and if you're playing Dark Magic Veil as well, is a good way, and then Combination can help get DM out from the grave as well. So this is definitely a nice piece of support. In terms of Blue Eyes, the best way I think you could utilize this is to cheat out Dragon Spirit of White from your deck to get a banish, because it's counted as a normal monster in the deck. So that's a very nice way you could use that, and it is, I believe it's Blue Eyes, or it's Blue Eyes getting tributed for something. I don't know, it looks like just Blue Eyes, or it could be Dragon Spirit of White, could be wrong. But yeah, it doesn't list either, so it's not searchable by bingo, and it's not searchable by any of the DM searches. So if you do want to run this, it's kind of more like you'd have to either max out and realize it as a bit of a gimmick card. And the last card we have is Strength in Unity. Now this is an interesting card, artwork wise, because obviously it's Dragon Master Knight, which is the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and Blackluster Soldier fusion, which Yugi and Kaiba use in the anime to defeat 5-God Dragon or 5-headed dragon for the first time. Now, none of the support really works with BLS, so it's a little bit weird that it's Dragon Master Knight, but there is no DM Blue Eyes Fusion as of yet. So eventually, I'm pretty sure they will make a DM Blue Eyes Fusion in some way. So it reads, it's a continuous spell that reads, if you ritual or fusion summon using Blue Eyes, White Dragon, or Dark Magician, you can target a card your opponent controls or is in their graveyard, banish it. You can send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard, then target a level 7 or higher normal monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, or shuffle it into your deck. You can only use each effect of Strength and Unity once per turn. Now, this has definitely a lot to unpack. The first problem with this card that I have is it's another continuous card. Now, if we know anything about Dark Magician is they love their continuous spells and traps, and this, of course, warrants you, if you're playing this, you're definitely going to be relying on your Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, a lot more than Dragon of Red Eyes. Of course, Dark Magician Dragon Knight counts as DM, and it protects all your back row. The effect that you can actually target cards in your opponent's graveyard to banish them is very, very, very good. As well as that, of course, if you combo it off with Dark Magical Circle, it gives you actually accesses to 2 banishes per turn. So, for example, particularly if you're going into Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. So if you're using, like, Eye of Timaeus, or you're using Dark Magic Secrets, and actually going into Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, you're going to get a banish off Strength and Unity, and then you're going to get a banish when Dragon Knight hits the field with Dark Magical Circle. The other thing that's really good about Strength and Unity, of course, is if you send it, you get to add that level 7 or higher normal monster from your graveyard to your hand, or you can shuffle it back to your deck. So if your opponent has some like tricky card that sends your Red Eyes to the graveyard, you can use this and chuck your Red Eyes back in your deck, and your Red Eyes Fusion is still alive. Or if you need to, if they put, arguably, of course, if they put your Dragon back in your extra deck, and your Red Eyes is chilling in your grave, you're running more Red Eyes Fusions, you can send this and put your Red Eyes back in your deck, and boom, cheat out and use Red Eyes Fusion to bring out Dragon again. I know that's a really specific scenario, but that is something you can do. In terms of Blue Eyes, it puts Blue Eyes back in your hand. It doesn't put Alternative back in your hand, but it means, like, if you traded in your Blue Eyes White Dragon and you drew into another trade-in and you didn't have a Blue Eyes, you can send this to go ahead and grab your Blue Eyes back and use your trade-in again. Can't really think of too many other specific reasons why you would probably end up using that in Blue Eyes, as again, I'm not an expert on the Blue Eyes White Dragon. It is searchable, of course, because it does list Blue Eyes and DM in its card text. The only issue I have, the main issue I have, is the artwork. I mean, yes, Dragon Master Knight is like their combined monster, but Dragon Master Knight, and, I really would like eventually a Blue Eyes DM fusion, and that probably would have been, a much better choice for this. That being said, it is still the combination of Yugi and Kaiba, and you can see, of course, you have them as rivals over here, Blue Eyes fighting DM, and then you have this. It's just weird that it mentions Dark Magician and doesn't feature Dark Magician on the artwork, whereas Successor Soul doesn't list either of them, so it's fine that DM's not there. Overall, I think these cards are really cool and definitely open up a lot more possibilities. Strength and Unity definitely does kind of incentivize you to play the ritual variants of DM and Blue Eyes. Obviously, the Blue Eyes ritual deck is far more powerful than the Dark Magician ritual deck, because the 2 Blue Eyes rituals are just really, really good. And the Dark Magician rituals, well, only one of them counts as DM, and the DM deck wants everything to be DM. So anyway, that is just my thoughts on these cards. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comments below. If you liked the video, remember to give it a thumbs up. Consider subbing to the channel. It really does help. I'm trying to reach 400 by the end of the year. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you for my next video.